Hi and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be swatching my White Night Squash, and I think I am using this set after 3 years. I got it 3 years ago and I just completely stopped using them. I may have used this like a couple of times at the most, and then I switched to using Winston & Newton and Bristol, and so today I think is the perfect time for me to just open them, see how these bottles are. In fact, this is the only gouache that I've seen which comes in bottles like this. Otherwise, is the other format is like the jelly gouache of Himi, and this one is of course much better than that. So let's see how the colors are, if they are still as good as it was when it first came, or if they've got spoiled. So this is a swatch book. If you've seen my earlier videos, you would have seen me create the swatches of Shinhan, Winston & Newton Designers Gouache, and also the Bristol. I will leave the links of that down in the description box so you can go see how each of these colors are. And you can see over here how the Bristol gouache colors have like patches on them, and this White Night set still is pretty good as compared to that. So so far from the colors that I have opened, all of the boxes look pretty intact. These are all plastic boxes, but the colors are really good inside. The yellow ochre has always been this way from the time that it has come. It's not been too thick and not very opaque. So in every brand this happens. Not all of the colors in gouache are going to be perfectly opaque. You need to find out how each color and each pigment is, and then you can manipulate it in your own way and then figure out how to make them opaque. For example, for most of the gouache, you just have to add a little bit of white to it. Make sure that you have more of the main pigment color and less of white. Only then the color will not change too much. Otherwise, it will completely become pastel. So if I have to use, let's say, the bright green, I will have a huge blob of the white green and I'll add a little bit of white to it and make sure that the color doesn't change. So this blue is very strange. The ultramarine has always come like this, where it looks like it's completely dry, but you just have to like put some water inside the cup or the bottle and activate it, and then it's perfectly fine. But otherwise, most of the other colors, even though I've opened the box after a very long time, they are pretty thick and they're pretty creamy. So that's something which is quite commendable. This violet is also not very creamy. It activates instantly, but it also means that it's not going to give me a very opaque color. So that's a little the downside of some of the colors. But overall, I think the colors are bright. I like the White Nights version of the watercolors, so which is why I had decided to buy the gouache set, and it seems pretty okay to me. It's not very bad. Because I know that I can work my way around it. I can always rely on these for giving me a much better time than the Bristol gouache. And so I think if I have to rate the best gouache that I have, like, or like top to bottom, then I would say the number one would be Winston & Newton, then would be Shinhan, and then would be the White Nights, and then Bristol. The other ones that I've used, which I've hated, are Montmartre and also Delaroni. I really don't like any of them. So these are the top ones that I really like. So one strange thing here is the red ochre and the burnt sienna look very similar. I'll probably have to create like a pastel set of these colors to figure out like, what would be the difference if I add a little bit of white to it. So that's something that I am going to do. One nice thing about this set is it comes with 2 bottles of white, which is, I think, a very nice thing to do, because in gouache, if you're a gouache artist, you would know that you have to use a lot of white. If you're a beginner, just know that you will have to buy more tubes of white if you're using gouache. So this is the set of White Nights that I have, and I really like them. Most of my colors in this are pretty good, and in fact I think even after 3 years the set is perfect. So I'm quite happy with how these have turned out. So nice packaging. My packaging is still pretty intact, and I'll just show you through like the other pages of my swatch book that I have. So here is the Bristol one, and these are the Winston & Newton gouache, and this is the Shinhan. So I hope this inspires you to put down all your swatches also in one place and use your colors wisely. Bye bye.